Hi, BookTube, it's Jenny. I'm gonna do the I'll get to it later tag, and I was tagged by James at Quaint and Curious Volumes. Thank you for tagging me. And okay, I have to make some apologies. So the first tag video I did, I forgot to tag people at the end of the video because I was in such a rush to end the video, I forgot. So I'm gonna tag people at the end of this video. So sorry about that. What else? I think I flew through the books way too quickly and I didn't like say much about them in the last video, so I'm sorry for that. But in this video, these are all going to be books I haven't read yet, so I'm kind of off the hook because I can't say much about them because I haven't read them yet. So that's my excuse. Yeah. And then, uh, all right, so the first prompt is a classic book that you have been meaning to read forever but haven't read yet. So that would be A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. And I'm also going to say Ariel by Sylvia Plath. Now, I have read, oh yeah, and also I want to read The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. And I have read, oh, sorry, Boomer, Three Guineas by Virginia Woolf. And one, The Waves by Virginia Woolf. Oh yeah, Boomer's here. But I read these like 20 years ago and I don't really remember them. But the thing with Sylvia Plath and Virginia Woolf, I've read The Bell Jar, but I took a creative writing class when I was in undergrad at college, and on one of my assignments, the professor had written like 4 or 5 women authors that he wanted me to check out. Um, and I remember one of them was Sylvia Plath because I had already read The Bell Jar, so I knew who that was, but I didn't know about like the other ones. So I remember I walked to the library and I went on a computer at the library to look them up because back then people didn't have the internet on their phone yet. um, yeah, so and I remember being in the library and looking up the biography of each woman author and reading it quickly and then moving on to the next one and reading that one and quickly going on to the next one. And then I got really, really sad and I started crying because like all the women had either died from suicide or alcoholism or something was really sad about their life, like they got abused by their husband or something. And I thought the professor was like making fun of me. I thought that he thought I was like sad and pathetic, and that's why he had written all those women down on my paper. And then I didn't want to read Virginia Woolf or Sylvia Plath. And I remember being in a used bookstore and this was there and I picked it up and I read a little bit of it for like half an hour and then put it back on the shelf and then like refused to buy it because I was like still angry and hurt. So I want to like yeah, and then eventually I did read some Virginia Woolf, but only the two that I found um on discount at the bookstore at college. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is I think I need to give Virginia Woolf and Sylvia Plath a second chance because um yeah, so just let me know. Do you think the professor was trying to hurt my feelings by suggesting Virginia Woolf? Um I think I might have taken that a little too personally. Um yeah. So I want to read A Room of One's Own. And yeah, so that's my answer. Number 2, a book on your shelf you haven't read yet. So I've got 100 Years by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and this is translated by Gregory Rabassa. And a bunch of you booktubers have been raving about it, so I got it. And then I saw that there's a Netflix show, and now I'm like, oh no, gotta read it before I watch the show, right? Number 3 is a book you recently got that you haven't read yet. So I got this one, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. I read Pure Nessie this year, and I really, really liked Pure Nessie. I want to read this one eventually. But look at this. This is a chonker. This is a chonker of a book. Yeah. Big boy. Big boy. Okay. We got number 4, a book you had forever but haven't read yet. So I got 2. At grad school, there was a social worker who was giving away free books. I got some free books from her. She had this one, Daughters. What is this? Daughters of Earth: Feminist Science Fiction in the 20th Century, edited by Justine Larbalistier. Yeah, and look at cover. That's nice, right? Yeah. So I figured it's a bunch of short stories and then an essay after each story. Isn't that cool? I should really read this. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. And then I also got from her, I don't know anything about this, Composing a Life by Mary Catherine Bateson. If anyone knows anything about this book, let me know. I don't know anything about it. Okay. Then number 5, a book a friend recommended that you haven't read yet. So no friend has recommended a book to me lately, so I'm gonna talk about a book my sister recommended and my brother recommended. So this book, The Guest Cat, my sister gave me by Takashi Harade, and is translated from the Japanese by Eric Selland. Yeah. And so I had started reading this a long time ago. She gave this to me a long time ago. And then I stopped because I think there was a bunch of chaos going on. And so I want to start from the beginning and try it again because I remember liking it. And look, there's a little cat on the cover. At the end, there's a cat in the story. So yeah, I need to read this, and I don't know why I had stopped, and that makes me sad. And my sister's cute, so I have to read it. And then my brother wanted me to read The Collected Poems by Amy Hempel, and I think I read this already, but it was like 20 years ago. When my siblings, we all lived under the same roof. This book was there, and I think I read this, but yeah, I was complaining in a group chat with my brother and sister about some misogynistic book I read by a famous female author who I don't want to say because she has a following, but I think she's misogynistic. I think her writing is misogynistic, and I think her books are terrible, and I hate her. Yeah, she makes me want to vomit. But I was complaining about her terrible, terrible writing and her misogyny in the group chat, and then my brother was like, "Oh, you gotta read Amy Hempel." I think I already read this, but I will read it again, and because I think it is good. I think this is probably a good book. Yeah, and so, right. Then we got number 6, a book you are procrastinating on. Yeah, so a bunch of you, pro booktubers kept talking about East of Eden by John Steinbeck, so I got this, from, thriftbooks.com. I got this for cheap. And then, but then I read about John Steinbeck being like abusive, to his wives, multiple wives. Yeah, I forget. And then, yeah, so now this seems icky. This seems icky to me. And then, I don't know. So now I don't want to read it because it seems icky. Okay. And then, I guess that's what happens when you listen to the bros. Nothing against the bros, just sometimes bros. I just think that sometimes the bro booktubers, um, sometimes your recommendations are a little sus, just a little sus, and have to do like some thorough investigating before I decide to like go all in on your recommendations. That's all. And I don't mean that like I don't mean that in any type of bad way, really. Just you're a bro, and it's okay. You're just a bro. Sometimes your recommendations are from a bro place, and I'm not in a bro place right now. So um, I look through everything from a different perspective, and that's all. That's all. It's just different perspective. Um, Next book on your TBR, I'm gonna read this one because it's part of a reading event called "The Ghosts of Christmas Past: Resurrecting a Tradition," which was created by Vin at Revenant Reads. Because I want to read Elizabeth Gaskell, so I figured I would start with this. This is The Old Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell. I figured I'd start with this one and then later read some other stuff by her because I've been hearing good things. But then I have a bunch of runner-ups of what I want to read next, and it's all kind of chaos. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I want to read Alex DiFrancesco, Breaking the Curse, because I've read all their other books. So if I read this one, then I can do a video about all their books, and I have to do that because I didn't really explain. Alex DiFrancesco in the other video I did too well. And yeah, so I gotta fix that. And then see, I want to read this book, Convenience Store Woman by um Sayaka Murata, translated from the Japanese by Ginny Tapley Takamori. And it's about like a neurodivergent woman who works at a convenience store. And I thought, oh, that sounds really interesting. I want to read this, but I don't know what I'm gonna read it. And then I recently read Always Running by Luis Rodriguez because a booktuber I enjoy was talking about this, and I really, really loved this. This was heart-wrenching and brutal and thoroughly honest and powerful and wow and yeah. So I got what I got some poetry. It's Borrowed Bones, that's some poetry, and then I got these are short stories. The Republic of East LA by Luis J. Rodriguez, and yeah. So I want to read some more of that. I've got books everywhere all around me, and I can't fit them anywhere else. And then surrounded by books and cats. Okay, they're gonna topple over. I got here we go. Fume by Philip Hall, because he's one of my favorite booktubers. And I got Cactus by Philip Hall. These are poetry books. Philip Hall is a poet, reads to write. And yeah, so I want to read these too. I have so many books to read. And yeah, tag some people. Okay, so I apologize if you've already been tagged with this tag, or if you've already done this one. But I'm gonna tag Julie at Bookish Travels, Kim at A Book Forest, Kim at Wild Hearts and Wildflowers, and yeah, basically anybody who watches this video and wants to do the tag, just consider yourself tagged. And then a little announcement. Julie at Bookish Travels created Club 500 for small booktubers, and there's a Discord, so you should go check that out if you're a small booktuber. There's a link in my community tab about that, and yeah, and that's just a cool way to meet other small booktubers, because I've realized that like there's a lot of really cool small booktubers, and you can't really find them unless one of the bigger booktubers mentions them. And then but yeah, but like if we get this kind of Discord, would be like another way to try to find some more small booktubers. And yeah, it's a cool way to socialize. I don't know what video I'm gonna do next. Um, everything's chaos right now, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Look at Boomer. She just slept through this whole thing. Look how good she did. She did such a good job. She's a little diva, and she's a princess, and she's a queen, and she's very, very special. Um, like, subscribe, and comment, I guess. Um, yeah, I think that would be nice. And thank you. Uh, thank you, BookTube. I'll be back at some point. Bye.